Douglas Dennis, the Alkaline Life Coach. Today, I'm talking about home-based business and vegan business ideas. A lot of people are working at home now. A lot of people want to work at home even if they don't already. And I have an outline of everything I would go through. This is going to be an overview of how to start your own home-based business or different ideas for vegan or plant-based businesses. Ethical business practices are very important to me, not to most of the business world, but some. And I've been doing business for about 15 years, believe it or not. So I've learned a lot of this from experience, and I try to learn as much as possible from other people's mistakes before I have to make them myself. But a lot of these I've learned from my own mistakes, is plenty. So one of the things that you can't really avoid in life, in business, is making mistakes. So you're not going to be perfect, and no business plan is ever going to just perfectly go through. It's often going to change. You're often going to have to pivot before you really hit a home run. Barely anyone knocks it out of the park on their first business. You probably will have to pivot and update and do more research. So some different business ideas that I have, we'll go into that first, and then after I'll talk about home-based business, and I have a list of things that I think are important for starting a home-based business or working at home. A lot of people don't have any marketing experience and they try starting a new business, and I have one-on-one clients, and I've also been marketing in many different companies for the last internet marketing I've been doing for about 8 years, but traditional marketing I was doing even before that. And my background's in psychology, which is absolutely related to marketing. So this could be marketing ideas. People try to do business without marketing, and it's scary to watch, to say the least. So what are some different areas I think are, well, not just I think, this is where the market is going, and I'm just reporting it back to you. So healthcare is huge right now, as you can probably tell. And certain online or certain tech like cybersecurity are big as well, but there's some old types of tech that are falling to the wayside. But there are some good areas where tech is going to thrive if that's your thing. It's not really my thing, but I do dabble here and there, and I'm curious and interested. I follow some tech, but that's not really my area of expertise, as you probably know from my channel, if you've been watching already. So healthcare is huge. People are becoming more health conscious. I knew this was coming already because I've gone through this health things myself, even though I'm so young. And as a business person, trying to do business young and having health problems is a disaster. So people in the future, I know, are going to be more and more conscious of their health. And as entrepreneurs get out there into the world and try to live with this crazy situation that we're in, and to thrive in that environment is what I'm focusing on. And I think this is going to be bigger and bigger and bigger in the future. People are going to care more about their health, which means there'll be more alternative health care out there as well. Not everyone wants to do the mainstream way. People want options and choices. People want to be able to choose what type of care they get and what type of treatment, and more so into the future. Not everyone just says, okay, sign me up for whatever you say. You know, a lot of people want alternative methods. A lot of people want natural methods or plant-based methods of care. And in the future, I think this is going to be bigger and bigger and bigger. And you've probably noticed this already. So that's one area I think that you'll be able to apply plant-based or vegan business practices to traditional business types, and this is going to be more and more popular as we go forward, I think. And depending on where you are in the world, where you are in the country, it could be really hot already where you're at, or in the next, 5, 10, 20 years for sure, this is just going to be ramping up and up and up. I've been seeing this getting more and more and more popular, vegan things, not just alkaline, but any kind of vegan anything, which just means no animal product. So that's a really wide net you can do quite a lot of things that can be technically vegan. And then if you go into it, there's also plant-based, which is made out of plants. Vegan doesn't necessarily mean plant-based. Vegan means there was no animal. So that could be chemical or water or something. Anything could be vegan, like as long as it's not animal. So plant-based, however, would be things that you're replacing with plant-only options, and kind of like the recipes on my channel, I'm just replacing different things. This is becoming more and more popular, definitely. Even though I'm in a pretty small niche, the plant and vegan niche is bigger, much bigger than the alkaline niche. So there's a lot that can be done within healthcare, and there's a lot that can be made into a plant-based alternative in the future. People like me are looking for options like this. And even someone like me who has their own, recipes or whatever, I'm still out here in the world trying to survive like everyone else. So as a business person, business to business can also be something to look at, where supplying vegan businesses or supplying different types of healthcare businesses you don't have to be supplying consumers. You could be doing business to business or direct to consumer. That's definitely huge right now. That's where you're just selling directly to the people, are going online probably, finding it, and there's no warehouses or less warehouses. The business landscape is definitely changing. I've been doing business, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, for 15 years, and even I'm still young, and it's totally been changing while I've been doing business. I've started doing home-based business when over 10 years ago, probably 11 or 12 years ago. Wow. So the first business was the old-fashioned style, where there was not really much done online, if anything. I don't remember any of my business really being operated online. So, and wow, look how things have changed. Now I have some of my businesses only exist online. You can't, get someone or have a location to go to. It's all internet, some of them. So, but then right now I'm actually in the middle of a deal at the moment, and I won't talk about that here, but if you want to see behind the scenes stuff, you can check out There are links in the description. And so I'm doing my newest deal that I'm in the middle of right now is old-fashioned style where there's no internet involved really at all. So I have experience with, traditional business in different ways and internet business both. So I can compare, and I've worked at home and I've also had businesses where they weren't home-based. I've had a restaurant as well. So there's been all kinds of different things I've had experience, and what I would go for now would be buying a business rather than starting a business. And a lot of people are starting their own business. I've done that. I've done that more than 10 times. I've started more than 10 businesses just in my 20s alone. And then I lost count. But I can calculate it if I really thought about it, wrote them all down. Now, I think it's much easier, not just I think, it's definitely much easier to acquire revenue rather than create revenue. So, some people won't listen to me until they find out the hard way. But if you can find something that is pre-existing and take it over, then now I'm not saying to just take anything over and try to turn it around. No, not a turnaround. That's not what I'm talking about. Not taking something and trying to turn around. That is a bad idea from personal experience, especially as a beginner. Now, if you have 20 years experience doing turnarounds, go for it. You're probably not listening to me anyway. But if you try to, I've done this before when I was younger, try to turn an existing business around that was failing. Ooh, brutal. Not advisable. I'm chuckling at it now, but it's not funny, really. Because money and effort is lost and pain is experienced. So keep that in mind. It's all fun and games until you lose a bunch of money or time. And also, in business in general, if you haven't started doing business yet, if you've started businesses, you probably already know. Let me know below. Are you thinking about starting a new business, or did you already start businesses before? You're probably going to find out that people aren't as supportive as you wish. People say they're supportive, but really, if you don't have a good product, people are not just going to help you because they're nice. Unless you know really great people. Maybe that was my problem. Knowing great people is a huge help. Definitely, I'm not going to lie. That is one of the major things. If you have a really good network, I've heard a quote, your network is your net worth. I forgot where that comes from, but I've heard that quoted a lot, and it's true. Your network is gonna make or break you. And you'll find out the hard way sometimes, like I did, especially if you're young. You want to level up your network and meet some better people. Now, I'm not saying anything bad about the people you know right now. However, I would probably say off camera, but your network, are you networking with successful people, or are you networking with what some people would call losers or unsuccessful people? And you still might love them. They still might be beautiful people in the eyes of God and everything like that. I'm sure they're great. but I'm talking about something else. When we start talking about business, I need to really make a clear point because, I made other videos just about this, so you could watch those videos for more. I won't elaborate any longer on that point. So I talked about the different areas I think are going to be booming. Well, they're already booming. And now I want to go into I have an outline thank you for the thumbs up, by the way. I appreciate that. I saw you. I'm going to outline I'm creating right now a business course that's focused on ethics and like doing ethical business in this crazy world of scammers and scumbags and lawyers and whatever. So not all lawyers are bad, but just, the crazy cutthroat world of business, which I've been saying in my other videos, it's like a war. Don't fool yourself into thinking it's going to be a stroll through the park, because it's not. People are going to try to sabotage you. Like I said, I'm in the middle of a deal right now, we're building onto another deal, and I'm doing a second one. And people are already trying to sabotage it in some ways, and it hasn't even been a year or whatever. So, yeah, that sucks, and it's not my fault. I'm just the messenger. But some people just, for whatever reason, they're going to come after you, either jealousy or competition or whatever. Not everyone understands that there's plenty for everyone, and they're fighting over every little thing. That's a waste of energy in most cases. However, fight back if they do attack. Kick the crap out of them, metaphorically speaking. And don't be naive like younger me was in some points. Okay, we've got some comments coming in from Cosmic Girl. Thank you for your feedback. She says, that's always been the most intimidating factor, fear of failure. Let me clear that up for you right now. You're going to fail, I guarantee you. So you might as well get it over with and start going for it. There's no use trying to make it through life without making a mistake. It's not school. And I want to make a very important point. School is a totally opposite of business. School did not prepare you to make money, and everything they taught you about you made a mistake and everything like that is wrong. In business, it's okay sometimes you're gonna make some amount of mistakes. You want to minimize them, of course, but it's a fairy tale to imagine not making any. So yes, you try as hard as you can to minimize the mistakes, but you can't and shouldn't try to have no mistakes, because then that's just going to paralyze you from doing anything, which probably, let's get to the rest of your comment. So she says, I have many ideas for an alkaline kitchen. Me too, by the way, good idea. Or something other than opening a health food store, because there's so many where I live. So there's a lot of competition in that area, but I'm so glad you're talking about this. Oh, awesome. I feel grateful to be alive at this time to help assist humanity in this great health revolution. Wow. You're speaking my language. Alkaline kitchen. I have that same idea. If you've watched all my other videos, I've mentioned it a few times. They're buried in there somewhere. Where do you want to put it? I've owned a restaurant before and I wouldn't recommend it. However, it can be done, but you have to do it the right way. Don't just think if you build it, they will come. That's not true. If you build it, they will not come. Unless you're in a high traffic area with thousands of people walking by and you can hand them a water or something really basic that they need, then yeah, that's if you're somewhere really populated where there's people just walking by, like, and you can just stand there on the side of the street with something, then you can test it out. But if you're, I'm reading right now a 300-page book. Well, I finished it and I'm reading it a second time about generating traffic, online traffic, traffic at all means people, getting people to your business. And most people don't know how to do that, and they go into business and then they just wait for people to find out, or they give business cards out, and it's like, good luck with that. You're going to need marketing. If you don't know how to do it, you're going to have to hire someone. Well, I mean, in rare instances, you can do it yourself, but if you have something viral that is like revolutionary, but most people don't understand that people aren't going to just jump out of their chair and hand you money for whatever, usually, unless it's something really magnificent, and then yes, give it to me, I want it. So if it's really remarkable, it will go viral. Remarkable is what you need. That means people will remark about it, comment. You want people commenting about it a lot. That's gonna, okay. Cosmic Girl said, I live in East Texas. There's a growing awareness, it seems, but I have no business knowledge, so I've been thinking of taking a business development class and marketing because I have no background. Well, I'm creating a business course right now that's probably going to be better than some class at some college, but you'll have to ask my other clients how I'm biased, but I don't know. Sometimes it can be good. I've been to university and graduated with honors, but sometimes they don't teach you things that you can actually apply to real life. So, yay, I'm very interested. Awesome. That's good to hear. So, I'm doing my market research right now. You can reach out to me in the description and schedule a free call with me at the bottom of the description, and we can talk more about that. I would definitely do spending some money on research and spending some money on testing things out, or time. It's either going to cost time or money. If you pay someone else to do it, it costs money. If you do it yourself, it costs time. So you can't do it all yourself. So really at the beginning, you're going to be trying to find out what you're the best at, and then finding other people to do everything else, because it's better, you're better off finding the other people rather than going out there and trying to take on the world by yourself. I've done that, trust me. I'm doing it right now, kind of. However, you're just seeing me, but there's a small team of people working on this channel, and it's not even profitable yet. So sometimes you're going to need a team. Almost always you're going to need a team of people to fill in for, if you're a beginner. Actually, what I would do, I wouldn't try to learn anything. I would just find the people. Spend all your time recruiting people that already know, and then build the company out of them. And you're going to have to sell them on why they would even work with you, but you can do this. And then acquiring revenue that already exists, like I was saying a few minutes ago, rather than trying to create a new company with no experience and no team. If you build a team and then find a company that already makes revenue, buy that company. That is way better of an idea than most of the internet is going to ever recommend you to do. So it's gonna, if here's the converse. If you try doing it yourself, how many years is it gonna take? When are you gonna get your money back? Who knows? So you have to start at the end and work your way back. So figure out what you want in 20, 30, 40 years, depending on how old you are, and then work your way back and figure out midterm and short term what you should be doing. And Cosmic Girl said, I will do that. Thanks for your advice, Doug. It's nice finally getting to talk to someone that has the same interest and awareness. I feel the same way. That's awesome. Thank you so much. I feel the exact same way. So I'm glad that I have been around the block once or twice, and I've actually done business in more than one country. So, and I've been screwed in every country. No. But so yeah, I've learned, I've taken lumps, and hopefully I can save you some time and money for, I mean, like I said, you are going to have some bumps along the way, no matter how perfect your team is or how much you research. But I would just get out there and start doing it. And that doesn't mean throw all your money into something. That means like try to figure out what you can do for free and start doing it. And yeah, I'm always looking, or I'm open to collaborations and partnerships as well. And my channel's not that big, but it's growing. So, and this is a really small niche, by the way. If you had a bigger niche market, it would be better, ideally. This is a pretty small fragment. So if you're doing something locally, it's going to be rough. I think going global with it would be better since it's so small. Like, there are, maybe 1 million people interested, and that's enough, but there's not that many channels like mine. There's a small handful, barely any. In a bigger niche, a bigger market, like the sub-market would be, like, here's the niche, Alkaline. The sub-market, well, it's still a niche, vegan. And then you move up from there, it's dieting and nutrition. And then step up from there, it's health. And health is so wide. It's one of the biggest industries in the world. So this is health is a good industry. We're a really small fragment of that. So be aware of that going into it, that I would not always advise that because it can be more difficult than you want. So vegan would be a little more popular, much more popular. And that's why I'm calling this video plant-based ideas. So it's not just alkaline ideas, because that's so small of a market, I think. A little too small. Project Chic said, you make some really good points. Thank you very much. Like I said, this comes from about 15 years of experience, and a lot of that was painful experience. But I have succeeded also. So the successes, you know, um, they really make it uh, exciting. And we're cybernetic organisms, which means we're goal seekers. So when you go out there and fail, you change a little bit what you were doing. Go back out there and do it again. But don't just go do the same exact thing. Don't just go fail again at the same thing. Tweak what you were doing and try it again. And if that tweak wasn't enough, then tweak it harder or, abandon or something. But never give up, but never give up, but you have to know in this day and age, especially in internet marketing, you have to know when to say quit, enough is enough. And a lot of people quit too early, I think, in general. Most people quit the first time they stub their toe. I used to coach people at starting their own businesses back in my early 20s, and it's shocking how weak-minded people are. It's unbelievable sometimes. Like one person makes fun of them and they give up. People will ridicule you. The richer you become and the more outspoken, or like if people think that you're succeeding, they'll come after you. And that's not a reason to not go for it. But I'm just saying, be realistic and know what's coming. And it's okay. So what? People are going to come after you and make fun of you. Earlier today, I logged on and someone said some jerk comment to one of my videos. So what? If you don't know from my other videos, I'm a black belt. What is he going to do to me by making fun of me? Nothing. It's funny to me. It's probably some loser that wouldn't last 1 second in the real world making their own videos. And oftentimes, the trolls you find out there don't have their own business, don't have their own channel, and they're just afraid of everything. So don't listen to the people naysaying. However, listen to the market research. That's what to listen to. So that's what most people don't do this. Most people listen to their friends and family who crap all over their idea instantly, and then they give up before they even started. But what you should listen to, don't listen to your friends and family usually. Listen to the market research. Try to find non-biased people. This is not your friends and family usually. It can start with your friends and family as a start, but you gotta get into outside of that, or you're never gonna really find the real non-biased info. So if you tell me your business idea, I'll probably cringe, because I'm gonna imagine myself doing it, and how I know by now, after 15 years, how much work it's gonna take to do X, Y, or Z. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna do the work. You could pay someone else to do the work, or you can give someone equity in the company in exchange, but you're gonna have to give something usually. Unless you find volunteers and it's a nonprofit, which I'm attempting to make a nonprofit. You'll know if I finally get it done. Easier said than done to find people that will show up and do for no pay. That's asking a lot, and But money is a motivator for a lot of people. I'm not the most money motivated person out there, honestly. Originally I'm a musician and artist, and I never really expected to be doing business. I know I'm gravitating more towards the older I get, I'm looking more like an artist, but um, art has a good place in business. I mean, marketing is everything you see is art. So I didn't realize that years ago, or I would have focused more on my art. I put it on the back burner and thought, art can't make money or whatever. I don't believe that anymore. So we'll see. In the future, I might make more art. But um, your art could be, sometimes my art is my hot sauce or my brownies. That's creation. I'm very creative, if you can't tell. I've been going live like 5 days a week. So if you're very creative, that's a good start. But sometimes my own creations aren't what makes the most money. In fact, your idea might not be a good idea, and your friends and family might not give you the best info. So get out there in the market and ask, test it out at a flea market, or test it out at a Facebook marketplace. Test it out asking me, asking the comment section. Try to figure it, and then there are ways to get better market research. But basically, you want hundreds of people trying it out to give you the feedback, ideally. If just 5 people, that's not enough. So most people don't do enough market research, and I've done that before in my past. So if you're opening a restaurant, go to every restaurant around there. If you're trying to open an Alkaline restaurant, I have never been to one, but I'm planning. There is one I've been talking about that. With people in my comments told me about it in Chicago. So I'm gonna have a video sometime in the next, probably within a month or so. We'll see. I want to get out there and order everything on their menu, so I better order far enough in advance. I want a giant spread. I'm already like daydreaming about this video I'm gonna make. And even if the video fails, I will be happy. So thank you for watching, and thank you for the feedback. It's been a long time since I was starting out in business, so it helps to talk to very beginners and to see what they're thinking and what they're doing. I've talked to several recently, some of them on the phone mostly, that have that wanted consultations, and also my clients for my. If you didn't know, I have a 12-week transformation program for health. It's not about business. But the one-on-one clients I have in that program, some of them I've been coaching on business stuff. So I was originally coaching business and like productivity or success before I was healthy. That's what I was doing. And so what I would love to do is help alkaline people or help vegan people that are trying to start their own businesses, because I think they are the people that can change the world. Entrepreneurs. I was reading in a book recently, entrepreneurs are the ones that are actually going out there and changing the world, not government and policymakers. They don't do anything. In fact, they usually do more damage than good. Everyone knows this. Most people agree about this, right? I think people know. Like, is the government gonna do good job on this? Take a wild guess. But entrepreneurs are out there pounding the pavement, talking to the people. Thank you for the thumbs up, by the way. Talking directly to the people, serving people directly. They're the ones trying to feed their family off of their business and trying to make their customers happy. That's respect. I respect other business people. I've been doing it a long time, and it's a very, sometimes it's not very glamorous. Right now you're thanking me in the comments and you're very positive. It's not always like that, and I appreciate you so much. But this is a really supportive audience. I love it. I love it. It's not always like that. I've had other audiences, other niches are different. So this is, I want to do business with you type of people because it's better. It's gonna, I can indirectly help more people by helping other influential people. So if I can help you create a really good business, then the world became better, and most of the businesses I see, I don't think are good for the world. And yeah, that really doesn't matter for most people. It's just about making money. So you have to keep in mind, number one in business, number one important thing is to make money. That's what it's for. And it's foolish to think otherwise and to live in a hippie dream world where you don't need money or whatever. I'm not like that. However, I have a lot of radical ideas, but I believe you can make money ethically. I believe it's okay to make money, and I believe for me, it has to be ethical. And my morals are a certain way, and most people don't have that, but I've noticed. But for me, I want to enjoy the money or the profit, and to me that means a certain guideline, just so I can live with myself. And it's not just, like I mentioned earlier, I'm not all money motivated. Certain people are motivated by different things. And while you're hiring people or recruiting people for your business, some of them will be really money motivated, and that's not always bad. Pay them to kick butt, and they will. Maybe pay commission, and then you don't have to pay them until they got the result. That's a really good way to get started. So I could go on and on. Cosmic Girl said, I watched your brownie video. Did you teach yourself how to cook Alkaline, or did you purchase a cookbook? I think I just need to get in the kitchen and start experimenting. Great question. I owned a restaurant, but it was not vegan or alkaline. That was that was in the heart of when I was sick. Try owning a restaurant with chronic illnesses. Fail. So yeah, heal first before you try going into business, because like I keep saying, you might have to throw down, and it's better to be healthy. That way, if people come after you, so to speak, you'll be able to squish them with one finger, and they're going to be an unhealthy blob of mucus. That gives you an edge, I think, in life. Being healthy, definitely, or I wouldn't be talking about it in every video. So, I learned how to bake when I was a child. I used to sit on the countertop, and while the rest of my family was gone in school or at work, and my mom was baking, and I was sitting like next to the bowl, and I learned how to, how to bake, how to measure everything like that. I remember making, that's another crazy thing. My memory, now that I'm healthy, my memory improved so much that I can just dive back into my memories and call upon so much experience that I already learned a lot of things. When I was a child, I already learned martial arts, music, how to cook, all kinds of stuff. Luckily, I'm thankful for some of that. So I learned how to bake as a child, and then um, I had a restaurant, and we partnered with a Turkish chef, and he taught me some techniques, and then borderline screwed us over. But anyway, I learned how to cook authentic, like what is that, shawarma kebabs, and even though they were meat, it's still helpful and really tasty to make out of mushrooms instead. We've done that recently. Coming soon, actually. That's on video. So I learned some from a Turkish chef, but it wasn't really formal. And he was like just like a 15-year-old in restaurants. So, I mean, I've worked at restaurants before, a long time ago, and I owned one, and then so I picked up a lot, and I've lived in other countries, so I got to see different cooking styles. I think that's probably what makes my cooking unique. So an Indian doctor, actually, um, when I had that bar or restaurant, it was technically, on paper it was a restaurant, but it was a bar. So that's, if you heard me mention that, that's the same place. Um, I had a customer there who was a doctor, and actually he was in genetic engineering, uh, um, genetically modifying hybrid food. So I learned a lot from him because that was his profession. And that was before I went alkaline and quit eating hybrid food. But that's fascinating, actually. But he taught me a little about Indian food. Like, I was asking him because I was trying to cook Indian curry for years before I figured it out. And I had to be coached by some Indian and maybe Nepalese people. Gave me some tips that I finally got it. So yeah, it took me years to be able to make curry, but I used to work in a pizza shop. I used to make pizza. I was always really good at cooking. Just, it was like the men in my family are good, um, have a good taste, and I don't know. So it's for me, it's just, I was good. Also, that's good relationship advice. I think that's one way that I landed my wife, is by cooking. Definitely. Are you kidding me? Men who are watching, learn how to cook. Trust me. Wink, wink. If you can make really good food, absolutely. People will be all over you. Everyone loves good food. I mean, my family loves everything I cook, even though they eat meat or whatever. They know that if I made something that, or my wife and I brought something, that it's going to be epic. So, even the non-vegan people love it. So you can't, I mean, everyone loves good food. That's the way into people's heart and mind, I think. That's why I started making cooking videos, is to try to hook the people through the brownies and everything. Because, hey, that's what I like. I like brownies, and I invented, the videos coming soon, I invented chocolate. And it's the top layer on my millionaire shortbread. And I think I'm the first person to ever create this. So to me, it's very creative cooking, and I don't necessarily like sweating it out in the kitchen. I like creating the recipe, and then I make it several times, and then I move on to like I'm always creating something new. So it would be great if I had a staff of people working in the kitchen, and I can just order them around and scream at them like Gordon Ramsay. Because that's the part of my personality you haven't seen yet on this channel. The because, I'm not happy all the time. I don't want you to mistake that I am. Just because I'm healthy doesn't mean that I'm in a good mood, In fact, being healthy makes me more of a force to be reckoned with when I'm in not a good mood. It gives me endless energy to endless power from the bioelectricity. It's what this channel is all about. Cosmic Girl said, thanks for uploading all the recipes. It's super helpful. Awesome. I've found a few other YouTubers who upload alkaline recipes as well. Looking forward to your new stuff. Yeah, there's a handful of people, and keep fighting the good fight. Yeah. Thank you. Peace and love most of the time. 90% peace and love, but sometimes you need to lay down the hammer and not let people walk all over you. And I've gone too far off the modesty, spectrum, and I talked about this in the meditation podcast. I did an alkaline vegan podcast maybe like a week ago about meditation, and I learned in one meditation class that I took for maybe 3 months. There's modesty and selfishness, right? Yes, and or confidence and modesty, something like this. And this was all being translated to me from another language, by the way. So the words might not be perfect, but you're supposed to be balanced in the middle. And I was way on the modesty, like I'm not even real. I'm just the universe. That would be too far on the modesty. The confidence side, too far on the confidence side would be only I'm important and screw everyone else. So it's a balance in the middle where you're attempting to, according to this meditation class anyway. So I've learned in personal experience that people will walk all over you if you let them. People don't know I'm a black belt. People don't know I'm anything. They don't care. They just try to get whatever they can get off of me selfishly. Some types of people, not everyone, but this type of people are floating around out there. They just want to harvest something from you, and you have to sometimes kick them in the face, metaphorically speaking. That's what I've learned. Because, I owned a bar, keep in mind. So you've got to have a boundary. And, if, young people are watching, you have to know your boundary Also, this can be applied sexually. You have to know your boundary before something like this happens, where, people have tried to, people have harassed me and assaulted me and stuff before in my life, and maybe it's happened to you. So you have to know your boundary before, as a black belt, this is what it's all about, is self-defense. That's why I started studying it in the first place when I was a child, because people were messing with me at school, and I, was into Ninja Turtles and stuff like that. So I started martial arts at a young age because I learned at a young age that people were jerks. I'm not, well, I try not to be, but like some people are just bent on making other people unhappy. Just misery loves company. Um, so you have to know your boundary before they come up, and that way you can know what you're going to say or know what you're going to do before it happens. And in I could have saved myself a lot of problem. Um, this is a really interesting topic. I think the reason I was so open, because I was a black belt, because I spent my whole youth punching and kicking and fighting and competing for a trophy, or trying to level up, really competitive and stuff like that. I didn't really realize how competitive that I really am, because I didn't play basketball or stuff like that. But in martial arts, I was going to tournaments all the time, and I have a first place trophy right over here from way back in 2006. Wow, amazing. But anyway, so I spent so much time fighting and fighting and fighting and getting kicked and whatever that I kind of, in my 20s, I just kind of went the other way and was just I'm not gonna fight with anyone, just whatever. That wasn't a good idea though. Now I'm here to tell you, I learned don't do that. Don't do that. Now I have a boundary, and if someone enters it, they will probably not like it, to say the least. And I'm I was training for years and years and decades to and you should, I recommend, um, you know some of the things I talk about in marketing, it's self-defense for you, for your mind, because marketing, after studying psychology and marketing for so long, I know about mind control, influencing people, compliance, which means getting someone to do something. Um, there are tactics that are being used against you every day of your life. I'm not even kidding. And it's better to know about that stuff so that you can block it. Because mentally, your subconscious mind is wide open like a sponge. And if someone suggests something to you, it can go right into your subconscious mind. So, and from a marketing perspective, this is how to get people to buy your stuff. Now, I'm very careful about how I use that, especially on this channel, because I want you to beware of marketing from other people. And I am marketing myself, but I'm really on the down, like I'm really not pushing hard. Like especially on this channel, it's only for, I only have products usually for people that are really, like, really need help and they really, I don't I don't want to I don't want just a bunch of clients just to make a bunch of money. I have other businesses that would be, so for I try to walk a fine line, is what I'm saying. And I try to tell you exactly what I'm doing. And I try to tell you what the other marketers are doing, because they're trying to trick you and their products aren't healthy. That's from my point of view, in my experience. And I've got a whole bookshelf full of stuff about this that I could refer to, that would be useful. And I recommend, if you're marketing to other people, for you to only market things that are ethical and healthy. That way, using the tactics, it's good, because it helps the people that need something get what they need. If it's taking advantage of people, then I would not be involved. But there's a lot of business people out there that would do whatever, honestly, and they don't care about, they would sell anything to pay their bills. So I'm not necessarily like that. However, I do like talking about money. I'm not like anti-money or anything like that. In fact, money, most people don't even know what money is. Most people think that this is money. This is not money, by the way. This is not money. And if you don't know what I'm talking about and you're thinking about starting business, then you should do more research, because this is not worth anything. What is this worth? What is it? What is it? Paper and denim? What is that worth? Number written on it? Yeah, right. Yeah, right. This is debt. This is fiat currency. This is not money. But, a lot of people don't know the distinction. Money is gold and silver. That's money. Money has intrinsic value and scarcity. Does this have intrinsic value and scarcity? Wait a minute. Does this have intrinsic value? No. No. Does this have scarcity? Nope. They're printing. Oh man, if you knew what they were doing, you would freak out. They're printing. They're not even printing. I'm saying the word printing, but really they're not even printing. They're printing money. What do they even do if they're not physically printing physical dollars? 99, almost all the money is digital. They're pushing a button and creating more fake nothing, and then telling people it's worth a number written on it. Well, every fiat currency in human history went to zero, because this has been done so many times. It's so naive and ridiculous to think this is the first time that's ever happened. And the US dollar is the first time that it's going to work. This has happened every time it happens. It goes to zero. And are you prepared for that? Most people I talk to aren't, but I have other videos about that, as I have other videos about everything. I have videos about what food and herbs to stock up on. I have videos about silver, so check it out if you didn't know. And if you really find out and research what the U.S. dollar, how they print it and everything, it's crazy. It's insanity. It's fairy dust. It's pixie nothing. And it's a eye opener for a lot of people. If you know about the Wall Street silver short squeeze going on Reddit, there's some people that are finally waking up, and I've been interested in that for over 10 years. And I was telling people about home-based businesses and silver over 10 years ago, and people made fun of me about it. And who's going to have the last laugh? I'm already having the laugh already. But sometimes it's not funny, it's scary how little people know about what money they think money really is. And most of the time when they're saying money, they're referring to fiat currency accidentally, and they don't realize that they're not talking about money. So yeah, there's that. Project Chic, I don't know how to pronounce your name. Is it a combination of two words? Said, well said, brother, well said. Thank you for the reinforcement. It helps to, I'm looking at a screen right now. So if this were real life, I'd be able to, read your face and read the atmosphere and everything like that. So on the internet, but oh well. We're a little bit handicapped as far as communicating. However, we can reach worldwide almost instantly, which is quite amazing, for free. So this is quite awesome in a lot of ways. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. I'm going to keep going another 15 minutes as long as you have feedback and questions. So let me know what you're thinking and I mentioned a lot of different things in this video. I've been over an hour talking about it. So if you want to know more about this or that I said, now's the time for a Q&A. You can say, hey, can you say more about such and such? Or if you have a business idea that you want me to crap all over, I'm just kidding. Before you spend any money on it, it might save you a heartache. What state do I live in? I've been debating whether or not I should tell anyone, actually. Oh, Mario, you're back. I'm trying to find your friend on Instagram, and I can't. There's 8 million people named Michelle Caballos, if that's the right pronunciation. That's a very common name, I guess. So I tried looking her up, and let me know her exact Instagram name, ID, because I'm planning out my trip to Chicago, and I want to go and I'm gonna make videos there. You have her Instagram? Okay, awesome. Project Chic said, I'm just gonna say that. Do you know any good roti recipes? Yes. Which is not pea based. What about chickpea? Yeah, roti. I think I've made roti out of spelt, and I think there's a video probably coming out. If not, check out my tortilla recipe, and it's very similar. You just have to get the heat really hot. so that it puffs up. But you can do just flour and water. I mean, you can just do spelt flour and water to the right consistency. I have a tortilla press, or you can rolling pin, and you can make it thicker than a tortilla, or, it depends on what you like. I think I've made it with Shelly Shell poop something. No, I'm just... I know that's not what it said, but I was trying to read it quickly. Okay, I think when I was searching, her name came up. Okay, cool. I'm taking a screenshot of that, and I'm going to be contacting her to eat her food. I can't wait. And if you're watching, and there seems to be a lot of people from Chicago tuning in, and I also spoke to someone on the phone earlier that was tuning in, and they were from Chicago. So it seems like we have a Chicago following going. That's pretty cool. I like Chicago. My brother used to live there a long time ago, but yeah, I like it there. I would definitely do some kind of event there if we can congregate everyone from that area and have a meetup of some sort. Would be pretty fun. I am planning some detox retreats, but I'm not talking about that. I mean, just something where we have a dinner or a Q&A or something in person. But in the future, next year, I'm planning February and also probably August to have 2 retreats. One's going to be in the south, one's going to be in the north. Obviously, the warm one, the February one, will be in the south. Alkaline Healing Herbs has monthly events? What? Interesting. Cool. So, okay, so there's an herb shop there in Chicago too. Wow. Cool. So when I go there to eat, I will stop by their shop and make more review videos and see what's going on there. Nice. I've been looking for people to collaborate with or whatever, and I did one the other day. I interviewed Fala, and that was 2 days ago. Check that video out if you haven't. It was really good. If you're sick of hearing my experience, you can hear one of my subscribers. He has had a different, he has had really good results, and he lost like half his body weight. He went from like 300 pounds to 150 going alkaline. So if you didn't see that video, that was a couple days ago, check that out. That was a lot of fun to make, and it was good info. So I definitely will want to have more people on as a guest. If you know anyone that has a really good transformation story or something related to what we're doing, I'll have them on for sure. I also do some mushroom videos about hunting, harvesting, cooking. Oh, I got a new book. Fungal Pharmacy. This is, if you didn't believe that I was a researching nut, this is a 600-page book, and my mind is blown. I mean, I was reading this earlier and wow, it's awesome. So you want to know why I'm such a know-it-all? Sometimes people are surprised at I'm interested in I have so much experience at a young age. Well, who else is reading 600-page books instead of watching TV? Me, and some of you probably. So I also, as we're talking about business, I also recommend Rob Report. It's a magazine. And this is great. This is a really good magazine. They've got watches, they've got real estate, yachts, and really, really, really high-end luxury stuff. And it says luxury without compromise. And if you're in business, this is a good place. It's good to get this and look through and see the success and soak it in. And, you don't want to look like a doofus the first time you eat at a 5-star, or, you want to have, it's this subconscious, definitely, it's influencing us. And I mean, here's an ad for a window company. I mean, what a good ad. Look at that. I mean, this is a good, it comes every 2 months, I think. And my mentor in business recommended to subscribe to this. And I've been getting it for over a year, and it's really good. I'm not like totally into cars and totally into stuff like that, but I am into luxury, like, my health. That's the number one. And being alkaline or feeling great is the first step to luxury. I think it's the fundamental. What's the use of having a ton of good material possessions and then having, suffering from chronic diseases? I tried doing business like that and it was awful. So this is good to subscribe to stuff like this so that you can stay in the loop of, high-end. Well, this one is not necessarily, like, there are other magazines like Forbes or stuff like that you can get more business info. This is more for like the success consciousness. And like, look at this. This is, wow. This is the kind of place I'm looking to hold our retreats at. So I'm interested in those resorts and stuff like that. It's hard to find, but I have found a really good place in Ohio that I might do the next retreat next year. I think this summer is too soon. I don't think there's enough time to get it organized. I want it to be epic. So next year is enough time. So stick around to next year. And I found a really epic place. I said epic more than once today, and that's usually I don't say that. But in the country, kind of in the countryside, it's got like 50 acres of land. It's got a heated pool. It's got a heated pool and a steam room and a sauna. It's like a big, giant farmhouse. And it's like a luxurious farmhouse with tons. So I think we can take walks through the forest if we want to go mushroom hunting or just for fun. And, heated pool, sauna, that speaks for itself. I don't have to tell you what we would do in that. But there's only, I think, 7 rooms or 6. So it's only going to be a few people. If you don't mind staying in a room with another person, then we might offer some kind of discounted something, but it's a long way away. But it's going to be a 1 week. So for people that are having a hard time fasting or having a hard time juicing, we'll probably be juicing and eating the alkaline food. But I would do another one for just juicing. Because for some people, I think it's hard to do it with your job, with your family, with your roommates and everything. I mean, a lot of people have contacted me. It's challenging with all the other people around. And, I'm good at blocking that kind of stuff out, but it's not easy at first. And, especially at the very beginning, when you're first shifting over, that's when it's the most vulnerable. So that's, I would like a live in-person retreat for that because, I do have a program online and I do coach people over the phone, but to have a real life be there with the heated pool and the everything would be just, that's what everyone wants anyway, right? To get away from the grind, get away from the grind and just take a week off and just try to get a fresh start. I think that could mean a really lot to a lot of people. So there'll only be a few people allowed because it'll be a limited building. So it'll be pretty small. The first few will probably be very small. And if you're interested in it, you should let me know as early as possible because I'm probably only going to accept my clients that are already in my program to go to the first one at least, maybe the first 2, just because I want everyone to be on the same page. And I want, if there's a group that have already been in the program, I think it would just be so much more beneficial for them to all know, they've got all that in common. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. If you can tell, I'm getting really excited. Not just because of the sauna, but that's enough to make me really excited. Because, all the saunas in my state, at least, have been shut down. And I was going to the sauna every day before. That was one of my recommendations. If you see my video, at the beginning of 2020, I made a video, how to be healthy in 2020. Wow, that was before what happened. But the advice still holds. Awesome. So if you're watching and you're in Chicago, reach out to me because I'll be coming out there. I would like to potentially meet up with some of you while I'm there. I know that the restaurant that's Alkaline has no, you have to just pick it up or get it delivered. So that's a shame. So if you have any good recommendations of a good spot for me to film the video, I'm probably going to look for some kind of unique Airbnb or something that I can find some really cool, maybe weird or maybe luxurious place that would be interesting in the background of a video. And I'm going to eat my plan is to eat every single thing on their menu. And I'm getting really excited even thinking about it. It's going to be expensive, but it should make a good video. So stay tuned for that if you're just watching for the first time. I have over 200 videos already, so hit the bell icon after you subscribe, because I've been going live 5 days a week. And I'll try to keep that up as long as I have topics to podcast about and or people to interview. So if I can find some good people, I'll have them on as guests. Or if you have a really good, interesting story that's related, then let me know. So I'll have you on as a guest as well. If it's good content for, if I think it's good content for my other, clients and everything, then it'll be a no-brainer. So I'll keep coming out with more videos. I'll see you tomorrow, and have an amazing day. Oh, my phone is running out too. So I'm going to wrap this up. And thank you so much for tuning in and watching all the way till the end. Thank you for the feedback. Mario, Project Chic, Cosmic Girl, anyone that I missed that has been giving feedback. And if you want one-on-one business or health coaching and you're really serious about it, I don't, like I said before, I don't take everyone as a client, but you can reach out to me for a free consultation. There's a link in the description. Jida, nice to see you. It's been a while. I remember you from before. Thank you for tuning in. So, yes, like I was saying, I'm going to tell you the brutal truth sometimes about your business or your health that other gurus probably aren't going to know or not going to tell you. So, it's not always fun and it's not always easy, but that's the kind of, that's kind of my style of coaching, is that it's results driven. Very, very results driven. So I have gotten, some of you have reached out to me already. So I'll talk to you again. One of you, I have some meetings coming up. So I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I'll be back tomorrow. Have an amazing day on purpose. Nice to see you. Peace.